Testing. Is this thing on? Do I even remember how to do this? Hey, what's up? What is going on? It is Monday. It is Monday, May 10th. And it is windy today, but the sky looks really nice. We just had this like nice downfall of rain. It's real lumpy, marshmallowish looking clouds. Some are gray, some are blue. It's not very, this is what some people will call a dreary day, but clouds don't scare me. I like the clouds. I like it overcast. I like being able to see what's going on, open my eyes and not have to squint and be like, huh? Or like driving home in the sunset. God, can't tell you how many times I've been like on a bus, even the bus now. So welcome back, basically. I'm a little bit rambled. I've been inside for a week. I had to spend most of a week in isolation, so that like pent up a lot of stuff. And of course, out of a mutual respect and a kind of an awkward personal feeling, I don't stream or make videos at home just because hopefully that'll change someday soon. The plan is still moving forward, but we'll see. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, it's been so long since I've taken a bus in the morning, like in a week's period of time. The sun is coming up now. Like we had daylight savings, so now the clocks or whatever, spring forward. So we're going, I don't know, whatever that did. But now when I'm going to work, the bus drives like right into the sunrise. Oh my God. I mean, it's brilliant if you don't have to stare at it, or if you're just looking ahead and it's driving straight into the sun. Come on. It's a little bit silly. Put my sunglasses on inside. Corey Hart would be very impressed. So I can see for the rest of the day without squinting. So how's it going? Monday vibes. The weekend, how was the week? How was your weekend? What did you do? Happy Mother's Day. Happy belated Mother's Day to everybody. Everybody. Mother or not. I got into an interesting discussion with my mom over the weekend because we talked for a couple of hours. It was really nice. And we got into this topic of like having the perspective or saying you have a perspective of being a parent without being a parent. And apparently it's not possible because, and I've heard this from so many people, even like Joe Rogan talks about how he has like who he was before kids and then after kids. And his good friends would say that he changed a lot when he had kids. And the quote that he keeps saying is like, having children changed not the type of love, but a capacity for love. So indeed, they do change things about a person. So the debate that my mom and I were talking about is really the perception of like a teacher, all right? A teacher has similar roles, responsibilities, teaching. You have to take care, certainly at different ages. When you're like daycare, ECE, all that kind of thing, you're responsible, but they're not yours. It's not like an ultimate responsibility. It's if I'm going to use a fancy word, it's a tertiary. It's a secondary responsibility, not quite like a primary responsibility. So it comes down to like, all humans can have, well, I guess I can't say all because some really can't have kids, but it's like some teachers are parents, but not all teachers are parents, right? All parents have children, not all teachers have children. So you can be a teacher, but you're not necessarily a parent. A parent is a teacher as well, but they also are a parent. So in the logic sense, it's like you can be one without being the other in one way. But a parent has to be a teacher as well, because you're imparting everything about you onto this child, and you're ultimately responsible. If anything happens at all, you have to answer for it. It just smells like wet earth right now. Apologize. It's a great looking sky. Look at this. It's super active. It's raining a little bit, but not too much. Looks like it might rain some more. Yeah, it just smells like wet ground, and apparently there's a name for that, like the love of wet earth, or the smell of rain, incoming rain. It's just dust. It's just the smell of wet dust and being kicked up, because when it rains, usually it's also very windy to begin with, like the storm front. Yeah. So I spent some time talking to my mom. We got into a bunch of different stuff. The parenting thing, one of them is included, where I don't have any ambitions to have kids. I mean, I kind of do, but at the same time, I know that what my life was like growing up, and there's certain things I don't have that I'd want to impart on my kids. Like, when you have kids, you want to do better than your parents. I want my kids to do better than me. And some of that lineage, like I don't have the same attachment to the lineage. I'm not worried about my bloodline or what legacy I'm going to leave behind. I had a lot of that smashed open studying philosophy. It's hard for me to find a meaning in life as is. Why would I, that existential crisis kicked in real hard and prevented me from having that ambition to carry on. It's really weird. It's an odd perspective. I haven't grown out of it yet. But the other part too is like, I don't have the same way females might, in terms of like biological clocks. I don't have the urges to be a parent for any reason. And I suppose that's a very big difference between the sexes. Not genders, sexes. Maybe, I don't know, maybe some guys do feel an urge to be a parent. Maybe it's the same. It's a different feeling. It has to be. We're not, maybe it's, I'm debating with myself right now. I keep thinking, well, you know what? Some people's chemicals are all different too, so I can't even say how it feels for people. So anyways, I don't have it. Long way around in a circle. I don't have the urge to be a parent. But it's hinged on the idea of having a partner first. A good partner in my life, the right woman. The right woman may inspire me to have kids because she will always be a part of their lives. Always, always. Speaking of Mother's Day. And I have not met and been with somebody yet, or given myself a chance to be with somebody who is mature and capable enough of caring for children. I've always dated too young for me, which resulted in a number of issues, which I have learned from and decided to put the brakes on the whole thing until I can get it sorted out, or until I'm inspired. And neither one has happened yet. I've sorted out a lot, but I haven't sorted out enough. So then it brings me to the other option, which is donating seeds. Certainly waste enough of it already. I might as well donate some, right? Oh man, so if I donate, then at least the DNA gets out there. But I'm not attached to it, and it's not like the responsibility then moves on to someone else. But the gene pool still exists. So that's like a happy middle ground, where if I don't have a partner, I could at least donate, and other people can have viable and fertile and all that stuff. So I can be a helping sort of person in that domain, but I don't have to actually worry about the parenting structure of my own sort of contribution to the future. So I've thought about it. I might do it that way. I have to talk to my doctor, find a clinic, think about the whole process. Of course, my mom won't get like, oh, grandkids, I'm so happy, like that whole whatever that's based on, because I don't get it. And I don't get it because I didn't grow up very close to it. I grew up with it as like a visitation. I grew up with family the same way some people grow up with visiting Chuck E. Cheese. That's such a weird sort of like dichotomy, but it's sort of true. Like a lot of my family in the province where I live, they were a bit far, and we visited, we went for dinners, we celebrated on the typical holidays, but that was it. Most of the time I wasn't on the phone with anybody. I didn't like help anybody move. I wasn't part of their yard sale. I didn't go to everybody else's birthdays. You know, you have cards and letters, and sometimes you have phone calls, and I visit Newfoundland because it's also an amazing place to go hiking and scenery, and my family is there. But it's always visiting, so I have like a 2 or 3 times a year family feeling. My mom was a single mom. She took care of my brother and I when we were young, worked a lot, wasn't home a lot. We had babysitters, we had some family around, cousins, uncles. We lived with some cousins and uncles. There was, it was a little bit, it was sparse. It's weird. It's like describing my past history to unlock my perspective now and why I don't have a sense of it like a lot of people have. And some people will say, well, that's really sad. You have no family connections. No, it's not sad to me because I don't know the difference. I don't feel sad about it. I know there's something different about the way that things function, but I don't miss it. It's not sad. I don't cry about it. I don't think, oh, like I really wish no, I don't have that. I don't have that feeling because I never had a chance to get attached, which would facilitate the missing. So it's weird. It's odd. I mean, I acknowledge it and I respect it because all of the people that meant anything to me, they all had a contribution and they're all very important. I get all that part of it, but somehow I turned robotic and I missed the other part. It's just interesting to pause and reflect on the connections and structure that facilitate the mechanisms in your life. And then when you apply that to like your relationships and how you speak to people and how you handle situations and how our social mannerisms are and what happens if this and if that, and sometimes like jealousy or nervousness or self-consciousness or betrayal or like all kinds of stuff, grief, all these regular human emotions. When it happens with like people, some people have stronger reactions to it and some people don't. And it's probably based on a lot of the early mechanisms that were developed because of our upbringing, right? Your family, if they were there, if they were not there, if you were on your own, if you had a good support structure, or, some people thrive on their own, and then other people are really, really nervous on their own because they don't have help. They can't do the things on their own that some other people can. And is it a strength? It's hard to say. So connection to family and kids for me, it's based on who's the partner. If I'm going into business, if I'm going to make a long-term investment, which is children, I need to have good equity. I need to have a good support structure. I need to have a maturity that can handle it, because a lot of people can't, and they have second thoughts and they abandon their kids, or worse. I want to know that the other end is going to be able to keep up. I need to get to know somebody that can do that. So maybe not. Anyways, in the comments below, let me know how your weekend was. Let me know what you did for family or Mother's Day, Family Day. Look at me. But yeah, let me know what you think. Describe a situation that you kind of reflect on, and maybe we can pick this apart. But yeah, respect ya mothers. You only got one. I'll check you guys next time. Take it easy.